Today, we all really have a lot of software, and building another app isn't necessarily always a good idea. But today, things have kind of changed quite significantly, and it's not always about whether you should build another app, it's about asking lots of different questions while you work about how you can improve it. So I wanted to share a few ideas that I had that I think are kind of really relevant and that are really helping me in my day-to-day work with GlideOS. So the common way of working is that when work doesn't quite fit our systems or our processes, we sort of work around it, right? We add a spreadsheet, we add a new column, we make a new channel, we send someone a message just saying, hey, can you do it like this next time? And with no code, we got closer to actually being able to change the system itself. In other words, get our hands on the software and change it. But even with things like Glide Classic, I still felt like I was stepping out of my current work stream to actually fix the work. In other words, go away, build the thing, make it better, then come back and actually do the real work. And it was still many times a distraction, even though it was a huge improvement over the old way of doing things. It allowed more apps to be made, more systems to be built, us to be more productive. It still took me out of my flow. And therefore I still had to think of these two things, these ways of working. One was doing the work and one was improving or building the work. But what feels different now is not just that the tooling that you can build around the work is much faster to make, but the actual work and the improving of the work can almost sometimes happen at the same time. In other words, while you're actually doing the thing that's needed, you can build a better way of doing that thing. And I think there's something kind of really magical about that when it works, because if you stay close to the work and then you work with a capable agent, you stay really accountable to what's actually needed. In other words, it's sort of just-in-time building or building what's actually needed rather than just sitting somewhere in a cafe and building some project tracker that doesn't really sort of like connect with your business. And the final thing to say, and you'll see it in these examples here, is that it's not just that you're building an app that you can then click on and do things more efficiently with, it's that you're building in places like GlideOS an environment where you and the agent can work on this data and this functionality together. So at some point, when you've actually built the functionality well enough for you to be more effective, you can also just say to the agent, okay, can you go and do the rest? So I've only been building in GlideOS since just before the launch, but already a few things are kind of helping me every day. Now, they come from video production, which probably isn't your area, but the pattern applies to kind of really any work. Some kind of need appears from your team, from your work. You quickly build something to scope it out, see if it can be done in GlideOS, and then the improvement you make becomes available to not just you, but everyone else on your team. Not just as apps, but actually as skills for everyone's agent. So the first ask was really simple here. Someone said, do we have any sounds for the Glide agent? In other words, after the agent down here finishes responding to users, do we have a sound it can make? We already had some, but I needed to make some more, and I wanted to see whether GlideOS could do this. Now, GlideOS was never designed for sound design, but that doesn't matter because GlideOS is an environment that you can work in, and the agent in GlideOS can actually get the tools that it needs and sort of upskill itself. So we chatted together and we found the Web Audio API, basically browser tools for generating and processing sounds in code. So we started experimenting and very quickly we had 75 sounds to explore, and I built this really simple UI where people can browse and find different sounds that we made. Now, they're not perfect. There's a lot more work to do here, and that's fine, but the app gave us this really nice surface for discussing what sounds could be done and what they could become. And again, the important thing here isn't the sound design app itself. The point is that a skill that our GlideOS organization didn't have is now a capability that our agent has. In other words, anyone in the organization can now ask the agent to design sounds, and it can. But sometimes the capability doesn't entirely live inside of GlideOS. For example, right now, GlideOS can't currently render this kind of video. So I just made my own service, a small Remotion service I built in the cloud, and then gave GlideOS access to that. Now anyone can start making their own motion design and downloading it. Again, this is very embryonic, very early, but you can imagine if we had hundreds of these here, the agent's going to start being really powerful with video. Again, you're probably not working in video like me, but there are going to be many times, even with GlideOS, where it can't do certain things that your team need. And for that, you can either build your own service or connect an integration. And that brings me to my final example, which was using YouTube, the new integration here. This allowed me to make a new app, which is very much in progress. I needed to audit our old videos on YouTube because we now have two names. We have Glide Classic and we have GlideOS. And there were a lot of old videos on there that we needed to add title changes and description changes. Once I'd connected YouTube, I chatted with the agent. We worked out our tone of voice guidelines, which you see here, and then the agent started applying them to these videos. We built a little review UI so I could see what it was doing, and as I gave it more and more feedback, I got more and more confident and asked it to do more and more videos, and eventually, by the end, I was saying, do the next 50 or do the next 100 videos. And finally, I asked the agent to review the whole set. Now, this saved me days. We have this whole procedure now of like running audits across the YouTube channel. And again, if you imagine this applied to your area of work, not just video, you can start to see how little experiments like this, just-in-time building and building skills for agents, can really start improving efficiency across your org.